So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us once again in this MMA Award Function of the 69th MMA AGM. I also thank all those who joined us online and a warm welcome to you all after a break. May I now have the pleasure of inviting the dignitaries to take their place on the rise, please. Led by Mr. Mahalingam. Yeah, I already told them. So once again, a gentle reminder to keep your mobile phones on silent mode if you're not able to switch them off. I'll request the dignitaries to take their place on the dais. Mr. K. Mahalingam, President, Madras Management Association and partner, TSM Group of Companies. Mr. Ishwaran Subramaniam, partner, Deloitte Toshe Tomashu, India Private Limited. Mr. Lakshmi Narayanan Duraiswamy, Senior Vice President MMA, MD Sundaram Home Finance Limited. Mr. Kamal Bali, President and Managing Director, Volvo Group, India. And Group Captain R. Vijay Kumar, may I request him to escort the dignitaries on the rise, please. Sir, please. Welcome, sir. So we have Dr. Sunita Reddy who will be joining us any moment now. So is that all? We are here evening after a cup of tea. Let's welcome the dignitaries with a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's it. It should look like an award function. Right. So all good things, as you're all aware, begin with prayers and blessings. I now invite Ms. Padmaja for invocation, followed by Tamil Thai Varthu. I will request all the audience to kindly raise for the invocation, please.
Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Dattulyam Rama Nama Varanane Raghunandana He Raghunandana Raghunandana He Raghunandana Janaki Jeevana Raghunandana Dasharatha Tanaya Raghunandana Dashamukha Mardana Raghunandana Pyare Mere Naldana Raghunandana Raghunandana He Raghunandana Raghunandana He Raghunandana Raghunandana He Raghunandana.
Thank you, Ms. Padmaja, for that excellent rendition. Well begun is half done, and thank you for that lovely rendition. May I now request the dignitaries on the dais, Mr. Kamal Bali and others, to present a bouquet to Ms. Padmaja, acknowledging her presence and the wonderful rendition that she made. Yes, let's give her a big round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. K. Mahalingam is the President, Madras Management Association, a partner at TSM Group, a visionary leader, an alumnus of IIM Kolkata, 35 years of experience in business transformation, angel investing, and financial innovation. Widely respected for mentoring startups and pioneering third-party loan distribution in India. This is a very short profile of a very, very long, successful corporate career of Mr. Mahalingam, and also you're all aware, members of MMA. It's been our privilege to have him as the President of Madras Management Association for the last couple of years. Now may I call upon Mr. Mahalingam to deliver the welcome address, please.
Good evening, everybody. I've been coming to the auditorium last 6 or 7 years. I think Vijay Kumar just told me there's a capacity of 325. I think we have gone to 375 today. I think it's packed. I think it's a tribute to the power of the occasion, the power of the award ceremony, and the power of people wanting to get inspired by watching the award ceremony. Thank you all for coming here and welcome. It is indeed my privilege to deliver the welcome address this evening during the MMA Awards Function and 69th AGM of the Madras Management Association. A warm welcome to all dignitaries, invitees, distinguished past presidents, awardees, and members of MMA who have joined us this evening for this special occasion, not to forget those watching online. I extend a special welcome to our distinguished chief guest, Dr. Sunita Reddy, I think she should be any time now, President IMA, and Managing Director, Apollo Hospitals Enterprises Limited, and Mr. Kamal Bali, President and Managing Director, Volvo Group India. Thank you for accepting an invitation to be with us and address the members and the invitees. Thank you so much. I would also like to take this opportunity to welcome the proud winners of the 23rd MMA Awards for Managerial Excellence and special invitees from their respective organizations. The awardees present excellent insights this afternoon into the process and initiatives they've taken to achieve excellence, which led them to win the award. My heartfelt congratulations to each of them. And thank you for sharing your stories. I can see a lot of the luminaries of the city in the rows here. It's really an honor for us to recognize them. Thank you so much for accepting the award and inspiring us. As you know, MMA has always been at the forefront of promoting management knowledge, experience, and ideas from across various disciplines. In recognition of excellence in managerial thinking and practices with demonstrated results of companies and institutions, MMA has instituted the Management Excellence Award across 4 categories: manufacturing, education, services, and MSME sector. The MMA Awards for Managerial Excellence, MAMA, has successfully been held for the last 22 years, and this year marks the 23rd year of this prestigious event. I must say that over the last few years that I've been associated with the Madras Management Association, both in terms of the profile and the size and the quality of the companies, the brands that have been applying, it has been going up in every way. The number of applicants, the quality of applicants, and the kind of people who are applying, I think we feel very, very honored that we are able to attract applications from such prestigious companies. Thank you so much again. Mr. T. Kadir, partner of Deloitte, I think Mr. Ishwar is here. Thank you, Mr. Ishwar, Deloitte has been supporting us in the process. All our consultants for MMA. For the awards for managerial experience will provide a briefing on the selection of the award for the year 2025. The MMA Award supported by Tata Consultancy Service, Mr. Suresh is here, thank you. Sundram Home Finance, Lakshmi is here, thank you. Tanfac Industries, Danfoss Industries, and Deloitte as a consultant aims to promote sound management knowledge, experience, and ideas in various disciplines. The media partner for the event is the Hindu Business Line. Raghuveer is here, thank you. The digital partner for the event is the Federal. I'm pleased to share that MMA has completed another year with great success. The year 2024-25, as like previous years, has been filled with a wide range of events and activities. I will provide more details during the business session of the AGM. Before I sign off, I just want to say something. I should be demitting office in the next hour or so. The last 2 years, I have served terms for 2 years. It's been quite an effort doing that. Have been very eventful. And I wish to thank all my co-office bearers who have been on the journey with past presidents. I can see many of them here. I've really enjoyed the ride, made new friends, learned so much from everybody. Thank you for that. But I want to, on record, take an extra 30 seconds or a minute to thank the following people. First and foremost, Group Captain Vijay Kumar, General Manager, MMA. Thank you, Vijay. All of you know Vijay, and This event has been possible and MMA is possible thanks to Group Captain Vijay Kumar. Thank you, Vijay Kumar. Then Mr. Satish Kumar, Head CCE. Thank you, Satish. Mr. Venkata Narasimhan, Head Finance. Mr. D. Rajaram and Ms. Vakeshwari, Executive Communication Assistant Manager. Mr. Sundar, Assistant Manager. Mr. Prabhakar, Executive Assistant. Ms. Revati, Executive Assistant. Mr. Parni, Administration Executive. Vinod Khanna, Executive Programs. Mr. Ilangovan, Technician. Mr. Vijay Kumar, Office Assistant. Mr. P. Shekhar, Office Assistant. Mr. Bahadur, Security. Mr. Hema Kumar, Auditorium Assistant. Mr. Sudesh, Management Trainee. Mr. Suresh, Driver. And Mr. Subhya, Security Supervisor. I must say that all that we have achieved wouldn't have been possible with all of them. Thank you so much, everybody. You made it happen. Once again, extend. Okay, I'll hold on. I think Dr. Sunita Reddy is here. Yeah. Extend a very warm welcome to each and one of you. Thank you all again, and I wish you a great evening. I think we are looking forward to the award ceremony and getting inspired by all of you. We'll just give it a minute for her to come. She's here. Thanks, Dr. Sunita Reddy, for accepting our invitation. A really warm welcome to be our distinguished chief guest this evening. Looking forward to your speech. Thanks once again. It's our honor and privilege to have us. Double happy you're from Chennai Apollo Hospitals and the All India Management Association President as well. Thank you so much. It's really an honor and privilege. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mahalingam, for setting the tone for this award function this evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, a very surprise message. Many of you are aware that Konrad Anna Stiftung is a partner, a vital partner of MA for more than 2.5 decades. They have been supporting us in a big way in various of our programs. We've invited their India head. He was to come here, but unfortunately he had to travel to Germany. That's where he belonged to. Very nice of him to have sent us a very, very informal audio message from there, wishing us all good. Just a short message from him. May I request my team to play up that message, please.
Dear friends from Madras Management Association, warm greetings from Germany. As you see, I'm on holidays, so I couldn't make it to your event. I'm currently here in the Strawberry Land with my family and my mother-in-law. But I send you warm greetings. I wish you all the best for your event, all the best for your work in the future. Thank you very much, MMA. Thank you very much, Group Captain, for your outstanding work and for your contribution to the friendship between Germany and Madras. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Adrian, for that very touching message. If you're watching this program live from Germany, ladies and gentlemen, moving forward, Group Captain R. Vijay Kumar, VSM, I don't need to introduce him to you all to this audience, but it's always a pleasure introducing him. Executive Director of MMA since 2007, was awarded the Vishisht Seva Medal by President of India for his service in Indian Air Force for over 3 decades. Under his leadership, Best Management Association has been awarded to MMA for over 14 years in a row, including the year 2023-24. It's my pleasure duty to invite him now to make an announcement, maybe a couple of announcements regarding the release of our business mandate and also the book. Group Captain Vijay Kumar, may I request you to come into this.
Thank you, Venkat. Really a very pleasurable job today to do some outstanding initiatives what is done MMA. One such initiative is the business mandate, which you all getting every month, the digital magazine, which has got a high-tech thing with embedded videos. We've got over 80,000 readers. And it comes out with eagerly awaited magazine, business mandate, with a readership of over 80,000. Our readership include leading business groups in South India, dynamic medium-scale companies, and reputed professionals from various industries. In addition to MMA members, the business mandate is also circulated to the notable opinion makers, industry leaders, senior government officials, multinational groups, management students, and host of distinguished personalities. This accomplishment is a testament to the hard work and dedication of the team MMA, each member playing a pivotal role in achieving this milestone. It is indeed my privilege for me to be associated with this mandate for the last 18 years in a row as its editor, and we have not missed a single month. It reached our members on the first of every month. During the MMA annual convention and during MMA special functions, we always delighted to release a special issue of digital magazine focusing on managerial excellence. This issue features some outstanding leadership articles and designed to provide valuable insight to our readers. At this momentous occasion, I kindly request the esteemed guest, Dr. Sunita Reddy and Mr. Kamal Bali. We are indeed honored to present and grateful to you for your support officially in releasing the digital magazine digitally. And may I have the AV, please. Ladies and gentlemen, the business mandate has just been delivered to your inbox. I really urge upon you to read this. Some outstanding articles. If you by any chance missed it, it's there in our website. By any chance you're not reading it now, every week on Saturday and Sunday morning, 11 o'clock sharp, it is being sent to your inbox, each article separately. Do read because we want you to read and share your feedback. We're putting a lot of effort to make sure that some lovely articles reach you or relevant to management. I have another pleasant job to do this evening. That is MMA. We are delighted to launch MMA e-learning and LMS platform today. And a new era of inclusive and learning begins in MMA. It gives me great pleasure to announce the official launch of the MMA exclusive e-learning learning management system, a game-changing platform designed to deliver structured, high-quality learning to our vibrant members and community and beyond. For decades, MMA has been a beacon of knowledge through impactful seminars, conventions, leadership dialogues. Today, we take a bold step forward, transforming this legacy into a comprehensive digital learning ecosystem. Though this platform, we are making available rich repository of curated content, including certificate courses, expert-led workshop, webinars designed for the students, professionals, entrepreneurs, and academicians. Users from ICT Academy Network can also access this platform entirely free of cost, while specially curated programs in partnership with premier institutions will be offered with highly subsidized and affordable fees. This visionary initiative is powered by AIMC, a carrier, and one of the valuable contribution by them is Mr. Deepak and Abhishek. They are put in some tremendous amount along with Guru Captain Venkat to create this platform, whose passion and commitment helped MMA shape this platform. To mark these special occasions, we are delighted to share a short video of the captures the vision and potential of the MMA LMS platform. May I have the honor of inviting distinguished dignitaries on the dais to kindly join in launching the MMA e-learning LMS initiative, a landmark step towards sitting in your own place. Only we won't disturb you. It's only all digital launch, accessible to inclusive and learning all. May the AV please.
MMA's learning management system, where knowledge meets convenience. From onboarding employees to upskilling teams or running online classrooms, MMA LMS is the control center where training, tracking, and teaching come together seamlessly. Now, MMA has teamed up with one of the best learning and instructional developers to design and upload courses, assign learning paths, monitor progress, and assess performance, all in just a few clicks. Students can follow career-oriented learning pathways designed to build real-world skills. Working professionals can upskill at their pace with programs that are affordable, accessible, and impactful. Plus, they can engage in collaborative programs with some of the nation's leading institutions. Our best-in-class LMS helps you to get real-time insights, automate certifications, and make learning measurable and meaningful. Start your journey with MMA's LMS, where learning never stops.
Ladies and gentlemen, it will be available soon to you, and I request you all to log in and use it and get in. Because we have got tremendous thousands of videos. We put together all of them, made some capsules, and we made 3-4 capsules so that when you finish first, you get some decent mark, then only you'll be allowed to move to the next capsule. We have done some lot of technology into that. You just can't get a certificate just like that from MMA. We are doing our best actually. Now I have another very, very pleasant job to do. Tremendously encouraged by the volume 1 of the book, Turning Point, Management Lessons from Legends. We are encouraged and we are pushed by my president, my officer bearers and MMA committee members, go for the volume 2 of the edition. The volume 1, we launched it last year during the AGM. Now, today in the AGM, we are going to launch the volume 2. It gives me immense pleasure to unveil the second volume of Turning Point, Management Lessons from Legends. MMA hosts over 1,000 plus inspiring talks, eminent leaders, to the Leaders Speak series, success stories. From the rich archives of, we have carefully curated 22 insightful articles that now is a volume 2 of this book, a tribute to the wisdom shared by visionaries across sectors. This edition is part of the continuing series, each drawing from treasury of MMA extensive knowledge, exchange with embedded videos, content for richer learning experience. We believe that these articles will serve as an enduring reference to both management students and professionals. I must say, the volume 1 was a very, very popular on Amazon, sold over 1,000 copies. It's going to all the institutions. We are really, really happy that everybody enjoyed, because one thing technology about this book is at the end of each chapter, we are given a QR code which you can scan, watch the real video of the program, what has happened in MMA. That's the advantage. You can read, you can watch, you can listen to audio, all this in package 1. I now invite the distinguished chief guests, Dr. Sunita Reddy and Kamal Bali, to kindly do the honor of launching the Turning Point Management Lessons Legend Volume 2. Now we request to step forward and do the honor to launch the book. May I also request my co-author Viswanathan, co-editor Mr. Tayub and Prakash also to join me on stage on this occasion. Yes, the launch is there. May I have the AV, please. Ladies and gentlemen, the book is already available on Amazon. For all our members, just give a call to my team. They'll be happy to deliver a copy of the book at a very, very special price. And you can really read them. I can assure you, once you pick up the book, you won't put it down till you finish all the chapters. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your patient attention. We are indeed delighted and honored to present the book today.
Thank you, Group Captain. First was business mandate, then the LMS, and then the book. I think you've given them a lot of things to read now until the next AGM. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kamal Bali, the President and Managing Director of Volvo Group India. Indeed, a pleasure having him with us here. May I have his AV, please.
Mr. Kamal Bali is the President and Managing Director of Volvo Group India with nearly 4 decades of leadership in the automotive sector. An IIT engineering graduate, Mr. Bali has held senior roles in reputed Indian and multinational firms. He was knighted with Sweden's Royal Order of the Polar Star in 2019 and is a recipient of the ET Inspiring CEO 2021 award. Mr. Bali also serves on key boards across industry, academia, and public sector institutions.
Let's give him a big round of applause for taking time off and being here today. May I now invite Mr. Kamal Bali to deliver the keynote address, please.
Namaskar and good evening to each one present here, ladies and gentlemen, very distinguished delegates on the dais, Mr. Mahalingam, Dr. Sunita Reddy, Mr. Lakshmi Narayan, Mr. P.S. Ishwaran, and Group Captain Vijay Kumar. Thank you very much for inviting me this evening to this very important MMA Awards event. First of all, let me congratulate all the winners for the awards which you have won. And these awards make even more sense and more importance today because the kind of environment which we are living in, especially in the world of business and commerce, the kind of shifts which we are seeing, to be able to have excellence in this kind of a moving goalpost environment, I think it's fantastic. So big hand already to all the people who are the award winners. Let me over the next 15 to 20 minutes share with you what are the shifts what we are seeing in the world of business and commerce. what is really the advantage India, and therefore, how can we leverage some of these advantages which India presents, and of course, also many, many challenges as well, through entrepreneurial excellence in leadership and managerial excellence. I think that's to me would be appropriate to talk over the next 15 to 20 minutes. Friends, as I said that the shifts are tremendous. The VUCA world, what we called, is probably at its best. I mean, I think all elements of VUCA are at its best ever yet. Maybe there will be more. Industry, whichever sector you see, is going through tremendous transformation. And this transformation is happening on account of 3 or 4 things. One is connectivity, other is digitalization, third is automation, and fourth is energy transition. So I think because of these 4 elements, many industries are getting impacted. And the beauty is that these shifts are not only sectoral, they are ecosystem-wide shifts. That's why it becomes very complex. You need to join the dots. So I think that's another very important thing. Then, of course, geopolitical uncertainties are throwing tremors all around the world. And we will come back to that in a moment. And then social media providing borderless expressions to people on ideas and suggestions and articles and news, right or wrong, all across the world. You need to manage that as well. So I think the kind of shifts which are happening, I think we have not seen in the last 1 century. So, in fact, I was just going through one podcast yesterday, and there the speaker was talking about how, despite all advances in medicine, there are many diseases like cancer, type 1 diabetes, and Parkinson. We've not found solutions to those. And he was placing his bets on biological AI, saying that they will have soon a digital twin of your cells, and then therefore really looking at biological AI tools to be able to solve some of the problems and breakthroughs in some of these areas. So I think that was one very, very funny thing, which, I mean, I found it funny, but I think that's the reality that's happening. If I look at my own sector, imagine the IC engines which have been perfected over 120 years. Look at those engineers, people who have worked on those IC engines. How do they look at a battery electric vehicle? So the IC engine is going to go away as if, and battery electric vehicle. So how do they look at that? And look at the engineers who have perfected the art on vehicle technology, the automotive technology. And now you have guys with skills where we are talking about software-defined vehicles. So look at the kind of shift. They're paradigm shifts, completely different sectors. And this is going to happen with every sector of economy, whether it is farming, art, culture, anything. You will see the advent of technology coming in and changing the complete behavior. If I were to put some of these shifts in perspective, let me say there are 4 seismic shifts which are happening today. I think number 1, very clearly, is the return of big power conflicts. And that is what we are seeing, whether it is post-World War II, whether it is Europe, we see Russia, Ukraine. In Middle East, we have seen Israel, we have seen Iran, Hamas. And then, of course, there is also stress in Asia between Taiwan and China, and also in our own case. So I think there's a return of big power conflicts after the World War II. I think that's the first thing which we see. The second shift we see is clearly the crisis in economic globalization. We've been talking of globalization, and China really enjoyed that opportunity which came about 30 years ago. But I think there is a huge crisis in economic globalization today. And I think Trump's Liberation Day efforts and tariffs and non-tariff barriers are playing out in its own way. But let's see where it goes. So that's the second very major shift which we see. The third shift I've already alluded to, which is emergence of AI and other technology tools. And I think they are going to redefine the industry, and therefore we need to, there has to be a sense of urgency, and India can definitely have a second mover advantage there. The fourth shift, which we see very, very clearly, is the principles of holistic sustainability and energy transition in particular. When I say holistic sustainability, which means that there is a lens which everybody is going to use going forward, which means that whatever you do has to be economically viable, has to be environmentally friendly, socially inclusive, and morally ethical. So I think that's another shift which we see. So with these four shifts, I think we see the world with a very, very different lens and very different, I would say, skill sets needed to manage all of this. So let me dare say that in India, we are in the right place at the right time and with the right people. And I can tell you this with confidence when I move around the world, and I think the kind of energy levels which are there in our country are tremendous. And I think we need to leverage some of those. And I think if I were to look at some of the macro indicators for India, the current macro indicators, I think the number one, the private sector investments are seeing positive uptrend in the last 6 months. And we see net assets of private sector going up. I think this is good. Headline inflation is down. It's down below even Reserve Bank's 4% number. Rural and urban households are optimistic about future consumption, which is good. Current account deficit is down. FX are strong. External debt to GDP ratios are pretty low. And I think India's services trade serves as a very, very good cushion to our challenges many times in manufacturing side and imports of crude oil and other things. So, I mean, if you were to look at India's growth story, we are going to soon be the third largest economy. We all talk about that. Of course, our per capita incomes are still very low. We need to move up there. But I think the good story is that over the next 10 to 15 years, India is going to grow at more than twice the rate of rest of the world. So I think that's the big story. To me, while the world will grow between 2.5 to 3 percentage points, India will grow between 6.5 to 7.5 percentage points, which means that India's contribution in the global growth will be 2.5 times what it is today over the next 10 to 15 years. So I think that's a very, very big shift which we see. And the interesting thing is that India's growth story is not going to be like China. China grew on the back of exports. Only 30% domestic consumption was part of their economy. In India, our domestic consumption is still going to be more than 60%. So it's going to be on the basis of workforce involvement, increase in incomes, consumption levels, and I think that's going to be a story. So our growth will be more organic, more stable, may not be very dramatic, but I think that's the way India is going to go. So let's stop comparing India with China, and I think that's something which is very, very important. We are very, very different animals, so to say. So I think these are some of the opportunities, and India cannot be defined with one brush. So if we were to analyze India, we saw India is actually in three parts, three very distinct parts, actually many parts, but for the sake of simplification, I think the first part is where we have about roughly 140 million people with a per capita income of about $15,000, which is something very, very similar to Australia. Not the number, not the population, but in terms of so I think these are more affluent. The second part is something which is similar to Indonesia, about roughly 300 million people, roughly $3,000 US per capita income, something very similar to, and the best balance is about 1 billion people, which is Bharat, which has a per capita income of under 1 lakh a year. So I think, those are the three Indias which we have to deal with, and those are the three Indias which will need very different treatment and very different, I would say, interface, so to say, I think. So these are some of the things which we see happening very, very clearly. So given all the good things which are happening, so why is India in spotlight? I think India is in spotlight due to many, many reasons which I talked about. But I think the 3 or 4 very, very clearly thing. Number 1 is decisive structural reforms which are happening when more need to happen. Investments in capex. Earlier government used to spend just 19% of their monies into capex, 19% of their total spend. Today it is about 29%, which means this is a money well spent. This will build assets for the future and we can derive growth out of this in the future. And then of course, strides in energy transition, we are doing well. Then we have young digitally savvy population. When we have diversity, we upgrade from agriculture to AI. That's the kind of spread we have. From agriculture to AI is the kind of diversity which we have in our talent and young. So therefore, democracy, demography, diversity, decarbonization, digitalization, determination, and dependability. If I were to say, these are the 7 Ds which are really driving the India story, and I think they can continue to be a very, very big story going forward. So, therefore, before I end, what really is required in terms of leadership, excellence in leadership? I think a few very, very quick. What are the leadership principles which will help us to really leverage the India story and take India to the place where it deserves? I think very, very clearly establishing a higher purpose. A higher purpose is very critical because I think that is something which helps you to navigate through the fog of uncertainty. When there is uncertainty, if you have a good purpose, you will be able to move within the fog of that uncertainty. So very, very clearly, we must have a purpose, very, very clear purpose. Second, very important is trust is going to be the new currency. And I think this is important. And for trust, what you need to do, you need to be transparent. Transparency leads to trust, and trust leads to collaboration. And collaboration is going to be very, very critical for the future. And of course, I talked about the sustainability lens, the 4 elements which are going to be very, very critical. And then taking responsibility of staying optimistic. I mean, the difference between glass half full and half empty. I mean, how do we look at the glass? And I think that is one attitude. We have to be less cynical about our own story. We have to be more positive about our own story. And I think that's going to be very important. And the next one is going to be culture. And I think building a culture, because every organization has 2 steering systems, culture and structure. So something goes wrong, generally we try to fix the structure, because that's easy to fix. And then 2 years later, we find the same things happening again. So therefore, we need to really spend more time on building that culture. Culture is what? What are the habits and behaviors which are appreciated? What are the habits and behaviors which are not appreciated in the organization? I think that's something important. And then, of course, courage to shape the future. Very, very important for leaders and for managerial and leadership excellence. That's going to be very critical. And finally, to my mind, we have to be curious, lifelong learners. I think the way the world is moving, that's going to be very, very critical attribute which we will possess. And finally, if I were to say, one thing is going to be partnership. Partnership is going to be the new leadership. I think going forward, no individual, no single entity will be able to solve problems or find solutions on their own. You will have to partner. I mean, in our own company, the kind of partnerships we've gone through in the last 5 years are amazing. We have partnered even with our competitor to be able to win in this new game of technology. So I think partnership is going to be the future leadership, and therefore the arrogance of larger companies will be demolished. And I think we will need to work together with each other to be able to bring, to leverage India's story to its advantage. So therefore, I will wish all the winners good luck once again, and may you continue to excel in managerial and leadership excellence. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bali. A lot of key takeaways there. And thank you so much for your very, very insightful address. You talked about so many things, starting from the 4 seismic shifts to the leadership challenges. Going forward, very interesting part of the evening, the presentation of awards. Presentation of awards to the winners of 23rd MMA Awards for the Managerial Excellence 2025 is another highlight of this evening. And the process of adjudication was once again facilitated this year by Deloitte, the process consultants for the award. We have Mr. Ishwaran Subramanian, partner at Deloitte, who leads Deloitte Supply Chain and Network Operations practice in India and Asia Pacific, driving large-scale transformation programs across sectors, works with industry bodies on strategic initiatives, and specializes in digital supply networks. May I now invite Mr. Ishwaran to brief the audience about the MAM award process. Mr. Ishwaran.
Dr. Reddy, Mr. Bali, Group Captain Vijay Kumar, Mr. Mahalingam, and Mr. Duraswamy, and dignitaries who assembled here today. I think just a quick brief on how the process ran this year and some of the complexities that Group Captain mentioned at the start. So this year we had over in the 4 categories that were mentioned, which is manufacturing, services, SME and education. We had over 75 applications and all top of the line applications. And initially, even before that, we had a set of inquiries too in terms of what data and information people wanted to share, etc. So all in all, I think over 100 people interested, top of the line companies, and we had about 75 of them applying over this period. So we ran this over a 3-month process. We started early April, and I think by end of June, I think we concluded. So it was a fairly robust 3-month process that was run. And after the initial scrutiny of the applications, I'll come to the structure of the evaluation itself a bit later. I think we had the subcommittee led by Mr. Mahalingam to really look at the initial set of evaluations that we had done. And then with that, after a fairly strong evaluation process, we shortlisted what could go to the jury. We had an 8-member jury led by Mr. Srinivasan Swamy. I think I think we will later brief about the jury too. I think a very eminent set of jury, and getting through them with a lot of the discussions has been literally a full half-a-day affair for all the applications that we ran through. And with that, concluded the awardee. So pretty strong governance as far as the award process is concerned. In terms of the evaluation itself, we had the manufacturing and all the SMEs were in the new construct definition that the Government of India has laid out, so which we changed this year after the announcements. So in terms of the evaluation for manufacturing, services and SMEs, we followed a 360 view, obviously aligned to changing times and the requirements of the marketplace. So we had a fair focus on customer and market, strong definitions for internal processes, including all the digital journeys that we are now talking about, together with social responsibility being a one big agenda. I think we, over a period of time, have evolved the award process and also what we were evaluating people for, so social responsibility being one. And with that also the leadership commitment to strategy and execution. And therefore a lot of societal contribution coming in there. And finally with that, obviously financial performance, which has to ensure a sustainable growth journey for the awardees going forward. So we had a fairly robust 360-degree view covering most of these, and therefore about 60-odd dimensions across these 5 big pillars that we looked at. And from an education perspective, I think education also, and before that, I think across the 4, we had a very, I would say, equal distribution of partnerships. So it was not as if we were only evaluating manufacturing and not services and education. So we had a pretty robust, anywhere between 23-27% across all the 4 dimensions. And as far as education was concerned, I think we were really focusing on the big areas, which included all teaching and learning, everything to do with research and innovation. That's one major agenda that all the education institutions top of the line are following, together with investments in both education and curricula. And finally, also looking at diversity, both in the teaching ecosystem as well as in the student ecosystem. So I think we had a strong set of participants this year. And like what I said, a robust process to get through to the winners. So many congratulations to the winners, and thank you. I could see Mr. Swami and obviously the rest of the team. So thank you for the jury as well as to the subcommittee for enabling us. So happy to be part of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ishwaran. Must have been a real hard work analyzing all the data and selecting the winners. Thank you for doing it for us once again. Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to the most awaited part of the evening, the presentation of MMA Awards Managerial Excellence 2025. May I now call upon Group Captain Vijay Kumar to announce.
Thank you, Venkat. Before I formally announce the awards winners for this evening, I also have a very, very pleasure announcement to make. Sunita Reddy Madam Apollo has been awarded by the Fortune India Award, and she missed that award to be here with us this evening. Thank you so much. Indeed delighted. It's really a privilege to have you with us, and once again, congratulations for this excellent award conferred on Apollo Hospitals, Madam. MMA always been a strong advocate of promoting sound management knowledge, expertise, and ideas across various disciplines. In our continued effort to recognize excellence in managerial thinking, action, and tangible outcomes, we are delighted to announce the MMA Award for 2025. This prestigious award aims to honor companies and institutions with a corporate registered office within southern states of India. The MMA Award for Managerial Excellence was established in the year 2002 with the objective of acknowledging overall managerial excellence rather than focusing solely on specific area of expertise. We are indeed grateful for the generous support of our sponsors, Sundaram Home Finance, Tanfac Industries, TCS, Danfoss, Deloitte Consultants, who have played an instrumental role in making these awards possible. We are also extend our gratitude to our esteemed media partner, the Indo Business Line, and a valuable support promoting the event, recognizing, achieving this award, and also our digital media partner, Federal part of our Pudhiya Thalaimurai Group. May I now request the dignitaries, Dr. Sunita Reddy, President of IMA and Managing Director of Apollo Hospitals Enterprises, and Mr. Kamal Bali, President Managing Director of Volvo Group India, to step forward and do the honor to give away the 23rd MMA Award for Managerial Excellence for the year 2025. May I request the dignitaries also join them with giving the award. I now request Venkat, please announce the award.
So, gentlemen, I'm going to call the winners. Keep the claps flowing through the evening. In the education institutions category first, may I now invite Dr. Tyagarajan, Pro Vice Chancellor of VIT Chennai, to receive the award on behalf of VIT.
I profusely thank MMA for considering education institution also on board in addition to the three other categories. And at this juncture, I also acknowledge the direction, the guidance, the patronage, the support, the encouragement given by our Honorable Chancellor, a benchmark educationist, Dr. Viswanathan, and my Vice President, Dr. G.V. Selvam, and all other stakeholders belonging to VIT Chennai, the faculty, the students, the non-teaching staff, the administration, the alumni, the industry who support us, the R&D organizations who support us. Thank you very much.
Moving on to the next category, the SME category. The winner for this year's award is Biter India Private Limited. May I have the AV, please? Receiving the award on behalf of Better was Mr. Bhaskar Radhakrishnan, the Managing Director. May I request you to say a few words on this?
Thank you, MMA, for this prestigious award. Actually, we are a young company with young people. So, as Srikanth also presented, we have started just in 2022, and we have already touched 500 crores, and it has been an exciting journey. So, I think this kind of awards really motivate us to do better and more in terms of sustainability as well. Thank you so much.
The next category of the award is Services Sector. And the winner of this year's Services Sector Award is Cholamandalam Investments and Finance Company. May I have the AV, please? That was Mr. Ravindra Kumar Kundu, Managing Director and CEO, Cholamandalam Investments, and his team. Thank you so much for being here this evening. May I request Mr. Ravindra Kumar to say a few words?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I would like to thank MMA Managing Committee, the distinguished panel members of the jury, for selecting our company unanimously for this award, for the service category, MMA Excellence Award for this year 2025. We are really, honored for this award, and, thankful and extend our gratitude to all of you. As you know, we are a non-banking finance company working more than 2,300 branches in the country, starting from Leh, Ladakh. Based out in Chennai, we are having a branch in Leh, Ladakh, and also in Andaman Nicobar. It is beyond Kashmir to Kanyakumari. And also serving the underserved and unserved category, doing financial inclusion of this country, helping them. So this award is a reflection of the hard work of all the team members who are working from these 2,300 branches, head office, our processing unit, and this is the reflection of their hard work, dedication, commitment towards the goal, and to serve this, country and doing the financial inclusion. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And now the fourth category, there is a manufacturing sector. The winner for this year's Managerial Excellence Award in Manufacturing is MRF Limited. May I have the AV, please? Mr. Rahul Maman Mapillai receiving the award, the Managing Director of MRF Limited. Thank you, Mr. Rahul, for joining us this evening. Would you like to say a few words, please?
So thank you very much, MMA, for this award. We are very proud of our heritage. To be from Chennai, we have, after all, the Madras rubber factory, and to get the Madras Management Association Award is a great privilege. I remember my grandfather got a award when I was in school. He got an MMA award. Yeah. So thank you very much, and we are here because we are very fortunate to have great people working with us, and it's all because of them we are here. So thank you so much.
May I request all the winners to join us for the group photograph, please. Sir, please.
Some of you can move the other side.
I think this is the time we should give them the biggest applause. What do you say? Yeah. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here today and accepting our award, and thanks all the dignitaries for doing the honors. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Sunita Reddy is President, IMA, and Managing Director, Apollo Hospitals. It's indeed a privilege to have her with us today this evening. May I have her review, please.
Dr. Sunita Reddy, President of IMA and Managing Director of Apollo Hospitals, is a visionary leader in healthcare. She has played a key role in Apollo's global expansion, digital transformation, and clinical innovation. Under Dr. Sunita's leadership, Apollo has become one of Asia's most trusted healthcare providers. A Harvard Business School alumna, she also serves on several prominent global boards. Dr. Sunita has been consistently recognized among India's most powerful women in business.
May I now invite Dr. Sunita Reddy to address the audience and deliver the valedictory address, please.
Good evening, namaste and vanakkam. It's such a pleasure to be amongst all of you this evening, and I am truly grateful for this opportunity to be with winners. It shows that India is there. We are there in the global space, that we deserve everything that we've earned. But more importantly, we have to understand what are we winning in? What is the space that we're winning in? And I have to start by telling you, I actually had a speech with me, but Mr. Kamal Bali said 50% of my speech. Then I looked at the book, and the book had the other 50%. So what I speak today is really something that's coming from the mind and the heart. So as I think about where we're winning and what excellence means, are we really managing efficiency or are we managing evolution? Because the future is really changing, and it's changing fast. Are we celebrating excellence or are we really polishing what we've done in the past? I believe that we really have to recalibrate ourselves and prepare ourselves for the future. Mr. Bali spoke about the political crisis. There is a political crisis. There is the youth that is thinking differently. There is a generation of people that are looking for jobs, and there is another generation of people that will need to live in an India with a good environment and a healthy environment. This is what we need to plan for. We need to be future ready and we need to be future skilled. As I think of some of the work that we do as managers, I know we have these day-to-day yearly meetings, AOP, budget, but just think, even finance has changed so much. I think it was the 6th century when Aryabhatta discovered zero. In 1498, double ledger accounting came into place. Today, we've moved beyond spreadsheets. We've now come to real-time accounting with AI and chatbots, completely changing the nature of accounting. And this is not just happening in the accounting space. It's happening in every space around us. Look at mobility. How many of us own cars? How many of us thought that there would be metros? Whoever thought that going to space would be for fun? That this is where people would plan a vacation? Elon Musk changed the way that we thought about mobility. How many of us in India are thinking to do the same? I think this is what India is capable of. That we've always innovated in processes. We've made it cheaper, we've made it more accessible. Just think of healthcare. When I came to India 40 years ago, the life expectancy of an average Indian was 56 years old. Today it's 76 years old. It's not, while corporate healthcare has helped to make that change, I truly believe that the world is changing, and along with it, there's a combination of education, there's a deeper understanding of biology, and there's AI. There are three incredible forces that are coming together, knowledge, technology, but driven by a curiosity to do the right thing. And at the crux of this all, at the intersection of all of this, is where change for the good happens. We can, and the reason why we are process innovators, I want you to look at, so many of the businesses that currently succeed in India. We're very good at frugal innovation. But the time has come when we need to move beyond this. And the reasons are obvious, India spends 0.7% of its GDP on research. China spends 3.5% of a larger GDP on research. So when ChatGPT comes out after spending $160 billion, there's DeepSeek at 6. This is the difference between spending, creating what is new, innovating. The difference is really the outcome and the impact of those outcomes. So as we think of the research, as we think of how things are changing, I think the 4 really important and impactful areas are definitely healthcare, because while, Mr. Bali spoke about digital twins, it was really exciting. Can you imagine having a digital twin of yourself? And then the doctor could even try different treatments and see which would work on your digital twin. And then he could try it on you, and definitely it would be a success. So in the rest of the world, there is so much happening. I mean, now there's a vaccine for cancer, for cervical cancer, and our government is rolling it out faster than any other government in the world. Just think of healthcare. Even in healthcare, US spends 16% of their GDP on healthcare. And, the UK NHS spends $270 billion. But people living in the US or UK are not happy about their healthcare. But what has India done? And this is just the government. The government has done, there's 700 people linked on Aadhaar, 700 million people linked on Aadhaar. Of this, 450 billion of them have their own personal health records. This is the scale, this is the impact in which the government itself has done. And what is the government spent? It spent $8 billion on this. So with the low spend, we're able to achieve scale and impact. This, I believe, is an opportunity that we can teach the rest of the world. And I think even in the G20 meetings, one of the outcomes was that they would learn from our digital, what we've done in the digital, not just healthcare, but across in Aadhaar, in the digital identities that we've created, in the way that, that banking has improved. This is going to the last mile. Clearly, there is a global impact that India could have. But to have this impact, we have to take those first steps. As we think of a $10 trillion, I'm not even going to the $47 trillion opportunity, because we need to reach the 10 trillion first. I think there are small steps that each of us can take. But crucial to this is that in our own space, let us continue to learn, let us continue to read, and let us have an open mind, because as we think of an open mind, it's sometimes listening to the people who question you. It's the most important thing is to deal with this criticism and use it to learn. Because, I do know of situations, and I'm sure that many women also find it hard to really speak up when they have a good idea. I think we need to be open to ideas, and more importantly, and they say this about the South, as I travel across the world, and especially when I go to Delhi, I see all of these people and they say, "Oh, you're from the South." So I said, "Yes, I'm from the South. I might not have the accent, but I'm proudly from the South." What do you think the rest of India believes? They know that we're excellent. They know that we have integrity. They know that we're intelligent. But the one thing they say that South Indians don't have is risk-taking. So they keep saying, I can quote 4 or 5 companies from the South. Of course, they've not met this room full of entrepreneurs, managers, and leaders. They've not met you, for sure. But the ability to take a calculated risk and take a risk for the sake of doing something good. When we thought of, I'll give you a live example from my own life. When my father wanted to set up the Proton, it was a 1,200 crore project. And I also said, Dad, how do we have on this balance sheet put one project for 1,200 crores and one machinery that will cost us 450 crores? And he said, don't worry about the profits, it's okay. And the reason that, that the board and all of us went along with it is that it was done for a purpose. And that purpose was treating cancer. When we go forward, when we take a risk with the right intention, the right purpose, I think, we don't have to worry about failure. We don't need to worry about profitability. Yes, our learning curve will always be tough if we're the first ones to do it. If we're the leaders, we're the pioneers. The learning curve is always tough, but it's something that will impact society for the long term. This is the type of risk that I believe that all of us should take if we're ever going to get to that target. As I look at the world around me, all of us know these incredible leaders. There's Satya Nadella, there's Sundar Pichai, there's Inder Nui used to head Pepsi. You have the Coke example in that with Shah Rukh Khan. So, so many Indian, Ajay Banga in the World Bank, so many Indians who've left India and who've become great outside of India. There is a learning in this for me, and I think that is that we have to have an environment, a culture that encourages people to be curious, to want to make significant changes. Let's never be happy with incremental change. When I see 10% growth and I wonder why, I wonder why. Every time when I think of that, when I see the 6.7, I know to reach $10 trillion, we have to have 8% GDP growth. We have to have a plan, and I think we have to think differently for us to reach that goal. They say that we've overtaken Japan, but we haven't. We're only 3.8 trillion. And I think that overtaking of Japan, where we are doesn't matter, but the impact that we have really matters. And here I think, the statistics about per capita income, we're about $2,500 per capita income. And every time I go and meet the economists and, the people in Delhi, I say, GDP, yes, we can grow. But as humans, as leaders, we have to be able to grow per capita income. And the only way that we can do this is reskilling, even with vocational training. I mean, we've seen the changes that have happened in the farming space. I see TAFE, so much that's been done. There's so much that's been done in space. Let's look at our own journey in space where we've sent a mission to the dark side of the moon. When I went to Ahmedabad recently, someone from the Sarabhai family told me that Vikram Sarabhai said this. He said, I will do anything to help this institute flourish. But when we go to the moon, it should not be because of ego. We should go because we have to solve for a human purpose, for a human need. And I don't know if many of us know it, but yes, why are we going to the moon? We're looking for precious minerals that we're finding in short supply today. So there's a purpose, there's an intent, and that's when innovation really happens. In the energy space, in the environment space, and even if you look at defense, things are changing so rapidly that we need to be there. We need to be at the edge of change. Otherwise, the next time an Indian fighter pilot goes with a Rafale, there will be a JC-10 from China that will hit one of our planes. It's so important to be at that edge, and if not, to keep learning. We've always had money flowing to India. We've been fortunate. Capital has flown in abundance, but intellectual property, that has not flown in a commensurate way. And today in the papers, you would have read the most perfect example. The example of Foxconn. Who read Economic Times today? I might not have to tell you this. So if you read Economic Times today, they said that Foxconn 300 engineers from China were called back to China. And this would disrupt the Foxconn project. And what was this? The Foxconn, of course, makes Apple phones. And Apple's phones, not just for India, but for the rest of the world. And because of the withdrawal of 300 engineers, we realize where India is in terms of value engineering. If you compare us with China, it said, they're at 38% and we're at 20%. It's so important that we move up this value chain, because when we do so, then we can also move up the per capita income of each and every Indian. So you as leaders, you have so much to do and so much responsibility. So I want to leave you with this, that be optimistic about the future. Know that you can make the change, that as leaders, as thought leaders and people who have spheres of influence, I think that you can make a tremendous change. But as you think about change, think about change for the good. Because the most powerful legacy that all of us can leave is not growth charts and balance sheets, but it is the growth mindset. It is what redefines us, and it really is what prepares this world for the next generation of leaders. So I urge each of the award winners, don't think of what you received today as a trophy, but as a torch, so that it may shine the light on future leaderships. To all of you at IMA and the dignitaries on the dais, thank you for inviting me here today. It was indeed a pleasure to be with all of you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sunita, for honoring us with your presence and also sharing your very, very inspiring and insightful address. A lot of takeaways there for all of us here. Now may I request President MMA, Mr. Mahalingam, to step forward and present a memento to the dignitaries and our distinguished guests, please. Dr. Sunita Reddy, thank you for joining us and making us proud. She's also the IMA president, and you're all aware that MMA awards to the jury members who made it possible today. The co-author of the book that has been released today, Vishwanathan, also edits our business mandate every month. Thank you, Mr. Vishwanathan. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Lakshmi Narayanan is Senior Vice President MMA, MD Sundaram Home Finance Limited, seasoned financial services leader with over 3 decades of experience across Citibank, G Capital and Sundaram Group. Specializes in risk and strategy. As I said, he is currently the Senior Vice President MMA. May I request him to come and propose the formal vote of thanks, please.
Thank you, Group Captain Venkat. Good evening to all of you. A formal vote of thanks. Thank you to Ms. Padmaja for rendering the excellent invocation. Our distinguished chief guest, Dr. Sunita Reddy, President AIMA and Managing Director, Apollo Hospitals Enterprise Limited, distinguished chief guest and delivering a very thought-provoking valedictory address. And Mr. Kamal Bali, President and Managing Director, Volvo Group, India, for delivering the keynote address in spite of your busy schedule. And the awardees of the 23rd MMA Award for Managerial Excellence for 2025, MRF Limited, Bater India Private Limited, Cholamandalam Investment and Finance Company Limited, VIT, Vellore Institute of Technology. And we thank sponsors for making this event possible, Tata Consultancy Services, Danfoss, Tanfac, Deloitte for being the consultants and media partner, the Hindu Business Line, digital media partner, the Federal, the members of the media. And thank you, the distinguished past presidents of MMA, invitees and members of MMA, Mr. Mahalingam, President MMA and members of the MMA Managing Committee, and the MMA Secretariat for pulling this whole event together, Group Captain R. Vijay Kumar, and for the effective coordination and making this award function a grand success. Thank you and good evening.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. We are now moving into the business session of the AGM. Just give us a couple of minutes for us to arrange the stage. Please remain seated. Please remain seated wherever you are. Thank you. Yes, madam. Really. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, please settle down, please settle down. Just give us a couple of minutes, please be seated. Please be seated because this is a very important formal part of the evening, a business session of the AGM. We request all of you to stay back, please.
This award of ability, he knows, will become national.